We are back and no worse for wear. This is the round of 16 rebound match of the Manifold TCG Promotional League Season 1. I am Brad. With me here as always is Adam. Adam, what do we got?
Hey everyone, today we're going to be watching Hugh and Lucinda duke it out to see who stays in the group. Hugh here, let's start with Hugh first. He's playing a Starlet Rylo aggro deck. And by aggro, I mean burn. His deck is built to do exactly 32 points of damage, with Rylo helping a lot there, and Starlet drawing cards because he won't have much board state.
Yeah, he comes out of the gates really strong. He has been mostly building up his Rylo right away. Comes out, lays a couple devastating blows. Rylo dies, and then he's trying to scrap together some like Witchfires, Haunting Winds, some shenanigans to eke out the last little bit of damage. This is the best deck that we've seen, I think, at converting cards in hand to board state.
Sure.
And he draws cards, a few cards off of Starlet, but not actually that many, because you're not turning your damage into cards, and you don't roll that much that isn't damage.
Yeah.
And so, like you mentioned, really good at dealing 32 damage. Unfortunately, he's been up against a bunch of 40 health builds all this tournament.
Yes, and so now we finally get to see him play against a 32 health build, which Lucinda's playing. Lucinda's going to be on Djoln and Sylvestra for a blue-yellow mid-rangey deck, with a whole bunch of cool... Wait, hold on. This is a sacrifice deck. Usually you see Ramarand or something at the helm of a sacrifice deck.
Yeah, this is really neat. She's got the foundation that, like you said, you'd expect to see in Ramarand or even Eurus. You've got the Augur's Auspice, the Clothbound Apprentices, the Cathedral Lookouts. But what she's doing is she's using them as payoffs for Federation Battle Mage and Federation Inquisitor.
Yep. And Black Altar, even.
And Black Altar.
Yeah. And so Djoln will draw her either the sacrifice outlets or the sacrifice fodder. Either way, whichever one you need, Djoln will get her there.
And so in a lot of ways, this deck is it's playing a lot of the same cards that the Eurus deck is playing. But one of the things that is really nice about it is you're on the two different heroes. Your heroes line is going to roll 5 dice together on their own. So you don't have to cheat. You can play a much fairer game, and you're still able to keep up and put out damage throughout the entire 4 rounds that the game tends to take.
Absolutely.
All right, we've got a little bit of a technical issue, and our video hasn't come in yet, but it looks like Lucinda has won the die roll, and she's going to start by activating Djoln.
All right, so, okay, here we go. Djoln is activated, and Clothbound Apprentice looks like is the first discard.
Yeah, we didn't mention the Ascended, often seen as a payoff for blue sacrifice because you try to get a bunch of characters into your discard. Djoln goes the other way and turns on your Ascended just by having you draw and discard characters.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So the Ascended count is currently at 1. So Hugh on the other side is going to start by activating Starlet, rolling 2 single shields and not using any of them to draw. That's not what he's looking for, but it's okay. He'll modify into damage.
Yeah, you've got a bunch of modify in this deck. Rylo does it. You've got Spotter Scopes. You've got Battle Readies. You even have an Echoes of Cujo in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty uncommon for you to not be able to resolve a dice with the face that you want.
Yep. So Hugh here has an Earthbinder and is going to exhaust the Cathedral Lookout. Earthbinder is a hell of a card, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is one of the more mediocre Earthbinders that we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And this means it's just on rate and solid.
Yeah.
Right? There's a 4-cost attachment that's rolling red-purple. Denying your opponent the white dice is just gravy.
Yeah. And it's not like he has many other windows in which he's going to be playing an Earthbinder. So Lucinda playing a character there to get exhausted is great for Hugh. Remembrance here on Lucinda's side is going to play a Clothbound Apprentice, which will shield something or other.
Yeah, very often you see you Remembrance back the Clothbound Apprentice to protect your Remembrance. But when there's a burn deck on the other side of the table, that's not what you're worried about. You need to protect your own life total.
Yep, every point of health matters. And Hugh is done playing cards this round, and so, it's not like he's going to... What would he even...
Yeah, right? This is an open deck list. Yeah. Open deck list tournament, and I'm pretty sure there is nothing in Hugh's deck that will deal damage to an ethereal structure.
Great. So Hugh's going to activate Rylo there, taking 1 damage to modify into damage. And Hugh doesn't have that much damage. I mean, he can tactical reroll just fine. But I guess we'll see what he chooses to do with his dice in a moment. Sylvestra here is going to be Lucinda's activation. She's got a couple 2 damage sides here, and we'll resolve one of these as a shield. protecting Djoln. Seems very reasonable.
Yeah, the really excellent thing about Sylvestra is she gets to decide, am I being aggressive or am I being defensive?
Right.
Every round she can turn that corner, and so she gives the pilot, Lucinda in this case, so much flexibility to decide when am I trying to protect myself and when is it time to put on the gas.
Yeah. Hugh is going to opt to just keep his dice the way they are, resolving shield 2, draw 1, and then he'll be taking off the shield and probably dealing 4 damage. Unless Lucinda shields here. I guess we'll see in a moment. Hugh will take off Sylvestra's shield. Lucinda will put it back with that blue dice. Yep, there we go.
Okay.
Put it back with the blue dice. Hugh will take it off again. And it looks like Hugh's getting in for 2 damage in round 1.
Yeah, and it looks like Lucinda's also getting in for 2 damage in round 1, because Hugh's got shield already on his hero. He's got a shield in his dice pool, and he is going to get the dig in.
Yeah, these actually worked out kind of funny, right? Both players had 3 red 2 damages at the end to face off their opponent's 1 shield. So same thing will happen here. Dig in, take off that shield.
And if our opening description of these decks is to be believed, you would think that this advantages Lucinda. I think
it
probably advantages Lucinda. Earthbinder is a lot of infrastructure.
Yeah.
And Remembrance, we've talked time and time again about how powerful Remembrance is, but it's not like Lucinda is going to be sacrificing 2 to 3 things around. Right. So it's kind of possible that the objects that Lucinda got into play end up looking mediocre this game.
And this will make them look even more mediocre. Hugh's going to start with another Earthbinder, exhausting the Cathedral Lookout a second time. Now, theoretically, he would want to be exhausting an Ascended or something big, right? Something that rolls any premium dice at all.
Yeah, if Lucinda had the initiative and had started the game by playing this Inquisitor,
yeah,
the second Earthbinder would look quite a bit better.
Instead, this Inquisitor here is going to sacrifice the exhausted Cathedral Lookout to blow up that Earthbinder. And we're back to kind of status quo-ish, right? Like, Lucinda paid 5 gems, and Hugh paid his 4 gems, and, I mean, Lucinda comes out ahead with an Inquisitor, but Hugh got to keep his first Earthbinder, kind of?
I would definitely say that trade favors Lucinda, in large part because I was just maligning the infrastructure that Lucinda had put into play in round 1.
Sure.
And so she made a positive... she made a trade this round, but also the trade that she made this round made last round's infrastructure do something.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good way to see that. Hugh is going to take a damage in order to modify his dice into damage.
That's a much better showing than he had last round.
Yes, these are the damages he was looking for.
Lucinda has the Federation Battle Mage in hand, which is very likely to be what that last gem is spent on.
Yep.
I think she might be uncertain that Sentinel is bad enough to sacrifice, though.
Sure.
So she might not want to play that and lose a body of that caliber.
Yeah, I mean, if she draws a Cathedral Lookout, or
Clothbound
Apprentice. I keep mixing those up. They both start with C. They're the same card, really. A Clothbound Apprentice or an Augur's Auspice or something, then maybe she plays that and then sacrifices it next round. But I guess we'll see. Hugh is going to resolve his damage here at Sylvestra.
So now here's something we've seen Hugh do several times. He resolved all his Rylo damage before activating his Starlet.
Yeah.
And like, this deck has so much tempo, attachment decks just make and resolve their dice faster than non-attachment decks. But one of these days that's gonna, prevent him from getting damage underneath a shield or something.
I got bad news.
Did he dig in?
He dug in. So,
yeah, okay.
See how Starlet wasn't readied to a perfect 90 degrees upright orientation?
Oh, no.
I think Hugh didn't realize... Yeah, I think Hugh doesn't activate his Starlet this round.
Okay. Yeah, let that be a testament to the rewards for learning clean play.
That's That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's like there's all these little things that we tell you to do that usually don't matter, but like every once in a while they do matter, and there is a reason that we told you to do that. So children, eat your vegetables, go to bed on time.
And ready your objects to show that they are activatable at the start of each round. Okay, so Hugh's dug in. Hugh has dealt 7 damage this game. Lucinda looks like she'll be dealing 10 damage this round?
Yeah.
Probably?
Looks like she's unlikely to defeat Rylo. I think it's literally possible for her to. No, there needs to be one dice that I can't see, which could be the case.
Yeah, there's one off to the side there.
Yeah, but there need to be 2.
Sure. So she'll take off Rylo's shield and resolve 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 damage. Looks like.
Yeah. That's
Rylo to 13.
13 damage taken, 3 life remaining.
Yeah.
And we go to round 3.
So this is looking quite good for Lucinda. All of Hugh's infrastructure is that Earthbinder, which is only 3 health on Rylo away from going away.
Yeah. So Hugh's going to get 1 more activation with, all of the gems that he's created so far this game. He didn't do anything to that Starlet.
Yeah.
He slid that Starlet a little closer to the Rylo.
Maybe that's what readied looks like now. I hope. Yeah, there's something to be said about maybe Hugh should think about putting more infrastructure on Starlet so that when Rylo goes away, he's still got something on his board.
And that's always how the second half of his game plays.
Yes.
But usually that's him trying to find 10 more damage.
Right.
And the way this round is looking, it's going to be him trying to find, 22.
Yep. Yes, it will. So Djoln's activation on Lucinda's side will draw her 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Rolling that modify 2 there is quite good. She has a lot of premium dice.
I think that bird brings the ascended count to 4 and the harmonist to 5.
Okay, sure.
Should be a clothbound apprentice, a cathedral lookout, a daring saboteur, a bird, and a harmonist.
Okay, I buy that. And Hugh hasn't put any characters in his discard. He only plays like radar servos.
There it is. Thanks for showing us that.
So Hugh...
Yeah, Hugh needs to start putting some infrastructure on his Starlet, although I guess we didn't... He's flipping through his hand and we're not seeing gas, right?
Yeah. Examine the specimens, spotter scope, radar servo, haunting winds.
And haunting winds doesn't get any better the earlier you play it.
Yeah. Radar servo here will modify one of Hugh's dice into modify 2, so that'll be good to turn Starlet's dice into damage dice.
Yeah, you also have those 2 shields outstanding that you can turn into 2 damage each.
Right. So Hugh will be putting out a decent amount of damage this round.
In fact, reasonable chance he kills Sylvestra.
Yeah.
If he's looking at Witchfire Haunting Winds, it's going to be pretty hard for Lucinda to protect.
I agree. Lucinda's going to resolve this shield dice as if it showed shielding Sylvestra here.
Yeah, which is really cool how, in one way it's like you're not using the full ability because you're not translating your symbol, but it's still plus tempo.
Yeah. If all it did was said when activated, if a hero just said when activated resolve a dice, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hugh's going to use that modify 2 to turn these 2 shields into 4 damage. And so Hugh's got 8 damage here.
And he has 2 Witchfires in his hand.
Yeah.
So he could Witchfire, resolve lethal. Now that leaves him with a kind of an awkward amount of awkward color set of gems remaining.
Right. I do think that maybe he should... Okay, here we go. What are we doing, Hugh?
He's got the Witchfire in his hand.
He's paying for it.
Exhausted of that emerald mine.
He's ready. We're ready. Is he playing Witchfire or not?
Neat. I wonder what the conversation here is.
I think he realizes that if he goes Witchfire Haunting Winds or Witchfire Resolve 8, he doesn't really have a good way for that last little bit of damage to get through.
Neat.
So Witchfire 8 here is going to put Sylvestra to 1 health.
Yeah, I believe that he has another Witchfire in his hand. So I think that option was available. But that option is pretty awkward if you're hoping to play Haunting Winds.
Right. So now he'll probably just make his other dice. Hopefully one of them shows damage. Hey, like this one.
Right, and see if he had done that before and he had 10 damages in his pool, he would have had the opportunity to do Witchfire and then a lethal Alpha Strike and completely stranded the shield dice in Lucinda's pool.
Exactly. Yeah. As a very basic general rule, as a rule of thumb, make all your dice before you start resolving your dice. And there's plenty of reasons not to do that, but if he had done it in this case, it probably would have worked out pretty well for him.
Oh, that's actually pretty nice. A spotter scope on a radar servo. It's very fragile, right? So it can die to a Docide Thug. It can die to an Excommunicatus. But if he gets to activate it here, like the chances that the radar servo puts out 3 more damage is pretty high.
Yep. Docide Thug would be the big thing to worry about, and Lucinda does not have one. She's got, it looks like 2 Ascendeds, I think a Subdued Procession, and a Tragic Poet. So she'll go ahead and draw one. There's the Docide Thug. Okay, Hugh, activate your radar servo.
And this is one of the things, we've talked about this before, where it's like, if your opponent didn't have it last round, they probably don't have it now, but you have to realize every time that they draw a card that, like, now maybe they could have it again.
Yep. So Hugh's going to activate radar servo and just modify its own dice straight into damage. Very nice. Which does make it a slightly less appealing Docide Thug target, because it's already been used. But that's the 6th character, isn't it?
Oh, neat. I do believe that that's the case.
Yeah.
And Lucinda has an Ascended in her hand.
Yeah, so now Docide Thug Ascended looks like a real good way for her to spend her gems this round. Now, Sylvestra's going down this round. Almost assuredly.
Honestly, Hugh has to have that Witchfire or something else, because Lucinda just modified into a shield. So she's currently shielded, she has a shield in her dice pool, and Hugh's showing 2 sources of damage.
Okay, but you thought that he had a Witchfire.
Yeah, but you have to trust me for that to be what happens here.
That's fair. That's fair.
He did just fiddle with an Emerald Mine, which does suggest that there's a single green play that he might make.
Yeah. And we'll see
and
momentarily.
I don't think it's Relic Seeker.
What are we going to do, Hugh? Hugh is going to take off Sylvestra's shield. Lucinda will put it right back on. Ball back in Hugh's court.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it's
he's
there.
got a Witchfire. Yeah.
Maybe he should have
also
put...
has an overcharge. Interesting.
Oh.
That could have been the way that he resolved his 8 damage for lethal. Has he been trying to figure out how to get 1 extra damage in, or... Huh.
Now he doesn't want a Witchfire because he doesn't want to waste 2 gems. So he's looking at Examine the Specimens, which
This
would
got
kill
really
just
awkward.
Federation Battle Mage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this got really awkward. He was probably at this point just gonna Witchfire, shoot you for 2 damage.
Yeah, I think that's what you gotta do.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's tough because he's behind, right?
Yeah.
Actually, you can't tell right now, but Lucinda hasn't spent any for gems this round.
Yeah.
Right? So
And she's got 8 damage in her pool.
yeah, he was ahead because he's like literally spent 1 more round than Lucinda has spent. But Lucinda will spend that round this round.
Yes, she will. Awesome. So Hugh will get his radar servo with spotter scope Docide Thugged, and then he'll play a spotter scope on Starlet, and that's probably the last that Hugh is going to do this round.
Yep. I'm pretty confident he doesn't have any 1 green gem plays in his hand.
Yeah. Which means Hugh's probably just going to dig in on Rylo, and we will see what Lucinda can pull off.
And she's got a lot of gas. Really, like, there's a world in which she does 12 damage this round.
Right. So
That's the first 2.
Okay, so she will just deal the 2 before Hugh digs in. That makes plenty of sense. Which means Hugh probably passes here.
Is there anything cute you can do with this proselytizer? Not really.
No. I mean, this is just an Ascendant, right?
Yeah, it sure seems that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's confirming that it's 6. Oh, she might think it's only 5 because she's not counting the radar servo.
Yeah, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4.
She's tactical rerolling away the Ascended.
One of the Ascendants.
Oh, were there 2?
Yeah, so that she can then play this other one.
So it's possible that I miscounted something.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, that's, I'm not down on the floor.
Great. But she got an Ascendant in play.
Yeah.
I do think she... Oh, boy. Never
Both players
mind.
stranding a modify.
That's a whole pile of damage, isn't it? So Lucinda's going to look pretty far ahead after this damage gets resolved. So deal damage, dig in, deal damage.
And honestly, the modify dice is 50% to be able to take off a shield if you re-roll it.
Sure. So Hugh's going to take 8 damage here. As we go into round 4, I believe.
Yeah, the HUD says Sylvestra's at 1 life, but Sylvestra is defeated.
Ah, I see. Cool.
And this is what we were talking about. Is Hugh found himself in this situation time and time again. I have just the Starlet. I've got maybe a trinket, and I need to do 10 damage.
Right.
And he came just one instance of any wind blowing a different way from winning that game against Jesse. But this time, 16 is the number that he has to find.
Yeah, it's a little bit more.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So Hugh's going to play a Chain Plasma Rifle here on Starlet. That's a good start when it comes to establishing board state. And Lucinda has a Weave Shatter?
Not very commonly played.
Yeah, that's an excellent answer right here, right now.
Yep. Because trading 3 for 3 isn't how you win games, but it is how you maintain leads that you're currently holding.
Exactly. And if he was just activating Starlet here, modifying to damage, he's got 3 damage. What was that number he needed to find? It was 3, right? He needed 3 damage?
3 is, I think it's actually 16.
Oh, those are different numbers.
I know they sound similar.
Yeah. This is pretty close.
Pretty close. He has 2 overcharges in his hand.
Okay.
But he kind of needs to Haunting Winds just to spend the gems.
Yeah. Okay, so take off Djoln's shield here. Lucinda will just put it back. Take off Djoln's shield.
Yeah, then Haunting Winds dig in is going to be Hugh's whole round.
Yeah. All right, so not exactly what he needed.
Now, Hugh... I was going to say Hugh probably doesn't die this round. I didn't realize Starlet was at 8. Hugh just does die this round?
Yeah. Lucinda's rolling a lot of red and purple dice.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And so it's, it's not quite written. She still has to do it.
What's this? Proselytizer on Djoln.
2 more purple dice.
A lot of red and purple dice.
Yeah, and the thing about purple dice is they're not really excellent at maximizing your damage because they're dice that you very rarely resolve for damage. They do a really good job of raising your floor, though.
Yes. They make it so that instead of dealing somewhere between 2 and 12 damage, you're probably dealing 8 damage.
Yeah.
So Djoln's activation here will roll 5 dice and any Yeah, okay. Great.
I think that...
And she just has
take off your shield, modify into 10.
Yeah. Just modify 4 here will, in fact, get her to lethal. But this is fine. Keep going. So Federation Battle Mage will sacrifice the Docide Thug. Remembrance not doing all that much work. That's okay.
Yeah, this is the 3rd black dice that Remembrance has created this game. Yeah. It's, it's still card selection. It's, 2 gems for draw a card and roll black every round.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's not the powerhouse that it is in a lot of other blue decks.
Yeah, and even in this deck sometimes it's very, very good. It's just this game specifically.
Yeah, and it's also good if your opponent's trying to kill your stuff.
Right.
That's actually, it's on its face what you're supposed to use it for.
What Brad wants you to use it for, dear player.
Yes.
Yeah, but why would we do that when we can just kill our opponent with sacrifice triggers?
I mean, we sure did give them a lot of tools to do that in this set.
We did, in fact. All right, so it looks like Lucinda sees that she can just resolve into damage and kill Hugh, and that will do it. So Hugh here is going to be eliminated out of the rebound match, but this means Lucinda gets to play her way into the survival match.
Fabulous. Yeah. So we've already had 1 player qualify to the round of 8.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucinda's going to be playing a game shortly to try to be the 2nd player to do that.
Exactly. That's the hope. And we'll see you there. Thanks for watching.